All right, a lot of official 49ers roster news for you on this Saturday afternoon, just over 24 hours before they play the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. The 49ers have made 4 activations from injured reserve. Elijah Mitchell, the running back, Colton McKivitz, swing tackle, can play a little bit of guard. Azeez Al-Shire, the linebacker, and Jordan Willis have all come off of IR. So the 49ers, because they moved Jason Verrett officially to IR today, you can put Jason Verrett right here up on the screen. That is our preview article on The Athletic. Jason Verrett's move to IR opened up one more roster spot. The 49ers were at 49 out of 53 spots filled. To fill those 4 spots, they brought these 4 players back from injured reserve. Why don't we illustrate how this all worked? Let's go ahead and let's open our 53-man depth chart and roster. Here we go. And let's take a look at all 4 and actually make the moves right in front of you. So Elijah Mitchell right here, right side, this column right here is the IR list. So we get to erase Elijah Mitchell from there. Put Elijah Mitchell in right behind Christian McCaffrey here. By the way, we have a counter down here. You could see it's 50 out of 53 now after we made that one move. We're going to move Colton McKivitz, and we'll make Colton McKivitz the primary backup left tackle. We'll make Jalen Moore. We'll shift him over to backup right tackle. So we're up to 51. Jordan Willis, defensive lineman, had a little bit of a knee cleanup procedure. He's been out for a few weeks, but he's been on injured reserve, so we can put Jordan Willis. And oh man, they are stacked with defensive ends. I would think that Willis eventually will be higher than Kamoko Toure, but we can just put him into a defensive tackle slot here and put DE, defensive end, to signify that. And finally, Azeez Al-Shire. Now with Azeez Al-Shire, we can actually move Demetrius Flanagan-Foles over. So we could move Azeez back into a starting spot for the 49ers. So Azeez is there at the 3rd linebacker position. Warner, Greenlaw, Al-Shire. I can also remove the injury label from Dre Greenlaw. As you can see, there's been a lot of positive movement for the 49ers on the injury front, despite the Jason Verrett news, which was not good news for this football team. So we have Al-Shire right there. So we'll remove Greenlaw's injury designation. Ebukam and Armstead. Armstead's out. Ebukam likely won't play. Verrett's on injured reserve, so we've put him in over here. 49ers now 53 out of 53, even though I don't have Al-Shire count it just yet because of a coding issue there. There we go. 53 men out of 53 men on the roster. So the 49ers are now ready to go with this roster. Everybody is healthy on the offensive end except for Trey Lance. On the defensive end, obviously, you have these players on IR. Kinlaw, Kalia Davis on PUP or NFI, non-football injury list because his injury happened in college. Jason Verrett and Emmanuel Mosley. 2 corners down, and obviously 3 starting defensive linemen down, potentially because Sansom Ebukam is doubtful with Eric Armstead being out. The 49ers have made a move to try to shore up that depth on the interior. T.Y. McGill, veteran defensive tackle, has been elevated from the practice squad. His second elevation, you could have as many as 3, so he's still technically on the practice squad, but we're going to see T.Y. McGill in game action for the 49ers tomorrow. I signify practice squad elevations in green. So last game it was Tay Martin and T.Y. McGill. We can now erase the green from Tay Martin as he has not been elevated and only T.Y. McGill. So this is your roster for 49ers Chargers. Most exciting part is the 49ers have reinforcements as far as that linebacker position goes. The best linebacker crew in football, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Azeez Al-Shire, all those guys are back and ready to go. The offense is healthy. Still a little bit of thinness there on the defensive line, right, with those 3 starters down, but the 49ers have linebackers. I mean, the word linebacker is to back the line. They're backing that. I wouldn't say depleted. They're backing that injury hampered defensive line well now with all three of their stud linebackers, and they're just going to have to make things work. As we've talked about here for a few weeks now, 49ers offense has to tug the boat. 49ers offense did tug the boat against the Rams, and it's going to be, I think, necessary until the 49ers get back to full health along the defensive line. Anyway, this is the 49ers Chargers predictions article up on The Athletic. Go ahead and check that out. We have 10 observations and predictions talking about the Jason Verrett injury, the blow to the 49ers psyche, and how they must respond to that and overcome it before Sunday Night Football. I'll be back on in a little bit with my Will the 49ers Beat the Chargers video, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But if you want to take a look at the observations and the predictions from Matt Barrows and me, I am going to go ahead and toss them into the chat section right now. They are also in the description as we speak. All right, those are the 49ers moves for today. They activate Elijah Mitchell, Colton McKivitz, Azeez Al-Shire, and Jordan Willis from IR. Jason Verrett goes to IR, and T.Y. McGill is elevated from the practice squad, his second elevation. By the way, the 49ers have now activated a total of 5 players from IR. The 4 today and Jimmy Ward can only activate 8 from IR during the course of the season. There was no limit over the past 2 years, but the limit, again, is 8. So the 49ers, assuming they're planning to bring Javon Kinlaw back, as Kyle Shanahan said, that would be 6. Eric Armstead is not currently on IR, but you have to be careful with who you put on IR and who you don't, just because of the limit to the amount of activations that you can make. So 4 in one fell swoop today. 49ers used half of their allotment. All right, talk soon. Make sure you're back for our video previewing the Chargers game and whether or not the 49ers will win in just a little bit. Take care.